What is going on, everybody? This is your man, Big B, Brian Hanley. Welcome to Steelers Almighty. This is the pre-game show. Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to the Baltimore Ravens to take on Baltimore. Look, this is a huge matchup. I say it every week. This is a huge matchup. But this game, I mean, the Steelers can kind of take control here. They can take a little bit of control. You know, they've got an opportunity. That's all I'm going to say. They got an opportunity. As bad as the season, a lot of us think the season has gone. The ups and downs, the ebb and flows of what this football team actually is. Here we are, 6-6, tied for the division lead, and we're taking on the team that we are tied for the division with an opportunity to put our best foot forward. What does that mean? I don't know. Can we win the game? Sure. Do we have to do certain things to slow them down? Absolutely. Are the Steelers capable of doing it? Yes. Does it mean they will? Absolutely not. We've seen that on too many occasions, and that's where the issues lie with me, is that we've been so inconsistent. I just don't know where to start. Like, I don't know what to necessarily think of the situation, just because we've been so inconsistent. So, but that's where we are, man. I'm excited for the football game because I think the Steelers can win. That's the thing. I think they can win. You know, in games where I don't think the Steelers can win, I don't really even talk about it. I don't mess with it. I tell you, I'm going to tell you guys the truth anyway. But I don't think that about this Ravens team. Like, the Ravens aren't just this juggernaut that the Steelers can't compete with. They can. You know, some of the situation with the Ravens, their situation, it's a little flawed. And the main thing is Lamar Jackson is hurt. Like, if the quarterback is hurt, kind of like our quarterback is hurt. Now, hell, he's got a damn broken wrist out there playing football. We'll see if he can take a snap this week, which I think is wild that we got a guy out there that can't take a snap, but okay, whatever. But that's where the situation goes this week. But here's the thing. I think the Steelers can slow him down. I really believe it. I think we've got a chance. I think we've got a chance. And that's all we can ask for, is a chance to go win the game. So if here, let's just break it down. Let's just break it all down. So, but before we do that, let's get into the end. First of all, again, thanks everybody for being in here. Again, if you want, the watch party is going to be going on for the game. If you guys aren't already Hall of Fame members, if you want to come and be a part of the watch party, come on over. Make sure you join to become members. And the watch party is a lot of fun. We get mad at each other. We laugh at each other. More importantly, we root and watch the game together. So make sure you guys are there. So we'll see exactly how that goes. If you want to be a part of that, let's go over the inactives for the Steelers. The biggest one that I see, there's two big ones. One is Roman Wilson. Roman Wilson is inactive today. And if we're being honest, I think it's a miscarriage of justice. I think this is more Steeler ineptitude to make Roman Wilson inactive. And I'll be honest, I'm not saying Roman Wilson is the greatest wide receiver out there. I'm not saying that at all. But to make him inactive today makes absolutely no sense, because it's not his fault that he's not getting the ball. There's plenty of times I've shown you guys where Roman Wilson is open, they just don't throw him the ball. Or he's open and they throw the ball out of bounds. And if you're saying that he can't play, then that's a different conversation. But again, more ineptitude on the Steelers' behalf. Mason says, we lose, we're done, man. Simple. Well, Mason, we haven't even played the game yet, so appreciate the super chat, but how about we just have a little positivity? What if we win? What about that? Then are we still done if we win? Come on, Mason, don't be that guy. You're better than that, at least I think. At least I think. And then the other one is Kyle Duggar. Now, granted, he's got that hand issue. He didn't practice all week, but he's not going to play. Keyshawn Williams is inactive. We'll see, ladies and gentlemen. There's, it's wild. Calvin Anderson's inactive, but he's hurt. Calvin Anderson might be out for the rest of the year. He's that hurt. We're going to see a knee injury. He's probably going to be finished. Derek Harmon, I guess it's probably going to be another couple weeks before he comes back. But the Roman Wilson one, I don't know. And again, maybe it sounds like I'm a Roman Wilson apologist. But I just think him not being out there, and I get it, MVS is going to play today, and Adam Thielen is going to play today. I understand all of that. But damn, I don't know. And you're right. You're right, Jason. It sounds like that Mike Tomlin is pulling the plug on Wilson, which, again, Roman Wilson, he's not the best receiver out there. There's no question about that. But to act like he should be inactive today is silly to me. That's just silly. Arch Baby Doll, I don't understand why they won't play Ramsey. Well, Ramsey's playing. So, and maybe Wilson. No, I don't know. I don't know why they're not playing Wilson. I'm not sure. So, I'm not sure. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Our main man, Solos, is at the game. He says Icy Bowl. It's commencing. Okay. Well, maybe that's advantage Pittsburgh. Maybe that's advantage Pittsburgh. But yeah, I just Roman Wilson gets open. They just don't throw him the ball. They don't look his way. You ask him to run these deep routes, these deep go balls. He gets open, and they just don't throw it to him. Well, what do you want me to do? You want me to get open running a go ball? I do, and you don't throw me the ball. How is that my fault? Again, not saying he's the greatest receiver. I just think it's a miscarriage of justice to put him on the bench today. It makes no sense. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So the keys to the game today, I don't think it's that difficult, to be honest. Now, it's difficult to do, but the game plan doesn't have to be difficult. You got to start with slowing down Lamar Jackson. Some would say stop the run and stop Derrick Henry, but I say you got to stop Lamar Jackson and tackle him every single time he runs the football. Every time he decides to run it, you got to tackle him. Don't let him slide down. Don't let him run out of bounds. The man is hurt. I'm not saying you go after an injury or try to hurt him. I'm saying it hurt. When you're hurt and you have to get up off the ground, that hurts a little bit. So every time he wants to run the football, tackle him. Period. End of story. Tackle him. This is a physical sport. Tackle him. Got to stop the run. Got to stop the run. Got to stop Derrick Henry. He has killed the Steelers the last two times he played. Just absolutely killed us. 186 and 162 the last two times that we have met. If he does that again today, they're going to blow us out. They're going to blow us out. We cannot have that. And we got to get them early. The key for me, I think, is the defensive tackles. We got to get penetration. We have got to be stout up front. Keanu Benton can't be trying to arm over guys and get around guys with quickness. He's just got to be stout in the hole and not get moved. Him, Cam Hayward, Y.A. Black, do your job, stay in your gap, and don't get bullied. Don't get moved. Arch Baby Doll with the super chat said, we got to keep them behind the sticks. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So that's exactly what happens. But that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Cover the tight ends. The Steelers got to cover the tight ends. Look, and Likely is starting to come on. Likely was hurt early in the season. He is starting to pick it up. Mark Andrews is there. Look, the Steelers have struggled to cover tight ends this year. That's not a secret. It's not a secret. It's not made up. None of that. The Steelers got to cover the tight end. Period, point blank. We got to be able to cover the tight ends because they're going to use them. They're going to use them. So we got to do what we got to do to be able to cover those guys. Stop. Don't mess around. Get in man coverage. Cover them. You got to cover up for Malik Harrison. I don't think Malik Harrison's the guy. You don't want to have him at playing will linebacker when they come out in 12 personnel. You need to move him inside and let Patrick Queen bump outside and be the will linebacker opposite Peyton Wilson and cover tight ends. But you can't have Malik Harrison out there trying to cover tight ends. That's not going to end well for the Steelers. It's just not. It's just not. He can't do that. That's not what he does. That is not what he does. So then the Steelers got to run the damn ball. Run the football. I just, oh, man. Arthur Smith, he just drives me insane with some of these game plans, man. Just run the ball. And yes, there's going to be several times in this game where the Ravens stuff the Steelers to 1 yard, 2 yards. It's going to happen. Stay with it, please. Stay with the damn run game and just try to run the foot. Not try, run the ball. The Steelers are going to be able to run the ball. But you got to stay with it. You know, because you get stopped a couple of times doesn't mean you just don't do it anymore. Jeez Louise. So that's exactly what the Steelers need to do. Got to run the football. Got to run the football. And then throw the ball deep down the field. The Ravens' pass defense stinks. It stinks. Oh, by the way, their pass rush, it also stinks. That's one of the things on why the Steelers haven't tried to throw the ball deep down the field and 5 and 7 step drops. We haven't done a ton of that because, hey, we don't trust our offensive line. Well, the Ravens don't get after the quarterback. Like, that's not what they do. So they're near the bottom of the league when it comes to rushing the quarterback, sacks per game. They're near the bottom of the league. Well, okay, throw the ball down the field and attack them down the field. Their pass defense stinks, ladies and gentlemen. It stinks. So attack them down the field. Oh, by the way, the middle of the damn field. Can we do that? Can we do that? And then be special. Be special on special teams. Win the hidden yardage. You know, Waitman, we need you today, brother. We need you today, okay? Yeah, had a lackluster performance against Chicago. It was okay against Buffalo. We need that. We need our cover. Danny Smith, come on, bro. The coverage units and the kickoff return units have been lackluster for basically the last 6 weeks. We got to turn it on. We got to turn it on. We need to be special today. So this is what needs to have happen for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We need all of this to go well today. Those are my 6 keys to a victory for the Pittsburgh Steelers. If we can accomplish 4 of those 6, but the 2 that we can't not do is slowing down Lamar Jackson and stopping the run. Those 2 have to be, both of those have to be accomplished in order for the Steelers to win. Okay? I'm not saying we got to do all 6 of those things, but the top 2 have to be one of the 4, have to be 2 of the 4 that get done. If you don't do that, the Steelers aren't winning. It's just that simple. They're not going to win. They're not going to win. So MVS and Thielen are active. We went over that, Big G. We talked about that, brother. So can our front stop 22 for going for the NFL record? I'm not sure going for the NFL record of 296 yards. I'm not sure that's into play. But okay. CID says Mike Tomlin didn't foster the locker room culture of no nonsense roughness like Cowher did. We got to stop talking about Bill Cowher, people. Bill Cowher hadn't coached the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2 decades. It doesn't matter what he did. It doesn't matter. He isn't coming back. It doesn't matter. This is where we are now. And I think we get caught up that so much talking about previous years and what Bill Cowher did. It doesn't matter what Bill Cowher did because Bill Cowher isn't going to, like, if they fire Mike Tomlin tomorrow, Bill Cowher isn't going to be the Steelers head coach. So it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. We got to get past that point and just say, okay, what can we do to get better to win this game? Let's just start there. Let's win the game. And everything else will take care of itself. The culture matters. Well, the culture matters, but it doesn't matter today, does it? Like, you want Bill Cowher to come and give a pregame speech in the locker room? Like, come on, man. Nobody's talking about Bill Cowher being the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. You got to move on from that. That isn't happening ever again. It's never happening ever, 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 ever again. Ever again. So we got to move on. We got to move on. So, but okay. I guess. I don't know. But if we don't have it, we don't have it. Fine. But we got to win the football game today somehow. That's all that matters. So that's all we got to do. That's all we got to do. We got to try to find a way to win the football game today. And unless Bill Cowher is going to come out and coach, I don't think it's necessarily a reason to be talking about Bill Cowher today, an hour before kickoff, on what Bill Cowher and Mike Tomlin have. We got to worry about stopping the run. Bill Cowher ain't going to help us do that. You know, Joe Green ain't going to help us do that. We got to figure out how we can do it with what we got right now, right this very second. And if it's not possible, then it's not possible. So it's just like, you know, I don't know. I don't know. And it doesn't matter who we wanted to be the head coach or who is the head coach. This is where we are today. Today, we got to stop the Baltimore Ravens with what we currently have. I mean, I want to have $100 billion in my bank account, but I don't have it. So that doesn't mean I'm going to stop trying to get it. But today, I don't have that. Okay, so I got to do the things that I'm trying to do to try to get that. Period. Let's worry about it today, and let's move on. So let's move on. No, pretending that having no attitude and leadership against a division rival like it doesn't matter. So there's no leadership in the locker room, that nobody's a leader, that the only person that could ever be a leader is CID. You're just being silly. Hey, I get it. You love to argue and talk about yesteryear, and nobody's talking about yesteryear, and especially not me today. We're talking about how we can beat the Baltimore Ravens in 45 minutes. That's what we're talking about today. That's the only thing that matters is how can we beat them in 45 minutes. So not going to be any different. So that's all I want to do. I want to stop Derrick Henry from running the ball, and I want to tackle Lamar Jackson as much as possible. That's the only thing I want to do. I want to do that in 45 minutes, and I think the Steelers have an opportunity to be able to do that. I really do. Now, it doesn't mean they will, but I think they got an opportunity. So that's my thing. I can't believe is the Steelers. The problem with the Steelers today is, are we going to be physical enough? Can the Steelers be physical enough to stop the Ravens? Can they be physical enough to stop the Ravens? That's it. Can we be physical enough to stop them? If we can, then hopefully. If we can't, I don't know. I think we got an opportunity. But who knows? CID says only worry about the game today. That's the Tomlin way. I guess the football players should worry about the culture of the locker room when they're about to face the Baltimore Ravens. They should say, no, you know what? Let's not worry about the Ravens. Let's worry about what our culture of our locker room is. Hey, guys, and throw the game plan away. Scrap it. You know, throw the scouting report away. Let's all gather up in a circle and let's talk about the culture of the locker room. Come on, bro. You're better than that, man. We got to find a way to be able to win the football game today. That's it. We can worry about tomorrow. But today is a football game. You got to win. Not worry about what the culture of the locker room is going to be a week from now. Stop it. Just win the game. But can we be physical enough? Somebody's saying, can we see Will Howard? Yeah, probably not today. and you probably don't want to see Will Howard today. So if we see Will Howard today, and I'm not saying we won't, if we do, then that's a problem. And that's a problem. So you think that benching Roman Wilson, somebody says benching Roman Wilson is absolutely the correct move. And my question is why? Like, why putting him as being inactive? Why is that the correct move? He gets open from time to time. He gets open. They don't look his way. Now, the trust factor, if you don't trust him, that's a different conversation. But at some point, you got to trust the guy, don't you? We don't see Roman Wilson out there dropping a bunch of passes. Like, oh, man, he's open, but, man, you throw it to him and he drops it. Like, that's not really been the case. So, I don't know. I don't know about the Roman. I didn't like the Roman Wilson. I'm not even saying don't bring up those other guys, but damn it, your third round pick from a year ago, you're going to put him and make him inactive for Adam Thielen and MVS? God. That, to me, if that's the case, and here we are 13 games in, and you got to put this guy on the bench for one guy who hadn't played a damn snap of football all year, and another guy that just got waived because he could no longer play football on that team, a bad team that is. You're telling me that our third round pick from a year ago has to sit on the bench? Not even on the bench, not even be active for them. That, to me, that's an indictment on the coaching staff, Omar Khan, Roman Williams. It's just like, my goodness. That's what we're doing. Oh, man. Oh, well. And this comment by Big Show couldn't be more true. Bad coaching can't hide behind roster moves. There you go. I don't know. Like I said, Roman Wilson gets open. I'm not saying he's the best receiver the Steelers have. I'm not saying he gets open all the time. But what I do know is that Roman Wilson gets open a lot. They just don't look his way. You ask him to run deep balls, he gets open. They don't throw it to him. That's not his fault. You don't see Roman, like I said, you don't see him just dropping a whole bunch of passes out there. And for him to be inactive today, but I bet Ben Skoranek is out there. Well, Ben Skoranek blocks. Well, so does Roman Wilson. Whatever. It better work out. That's all I'm saying. It better work out. So I appreciate you, Kudo. Thank you for saying that, brother. We try. So, but we'll see. Hey, we'll see what happens. But again, stop the run, tackle Lamar Jackson. You do those two things, the Steelers got a chance. You don't do those two things, I'll be honest, I think the Steelers get blown out. I think they get blown out. If you can't tackle and you don't tackle Lamar Jackson, don't stop the run, it's going to look like last week. So, it's going to look like last week. So, we'll see. So, Rodgers' completion percentage over the past 3 games, 42%. I think it's like 52%. Yeah, it's been bad. We got to figure it out. But I think the Steelers got to run the football, play action pass, get the ball down the middle of the damn field. Down the middle of the field. Damn it. And stop the nonsense. So, but we'll see. We will see, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I appreciate you guys. 15 minutes after the game, we will be right here dissecting exactly what we saw, what it looked like, what we did good, bad, or indifferent. So make sure you guys show up 15 minutes after. Again, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that. If you want to come and be a part of the watch party, we'll watch the game together. Make sure you sign up to be a member at the Hall of Fame level. We appreciate everybody, man. I think they can do it. I think they can do it. This is not just fandom. I think the Steelers can do it. I think they're going to cause enough turnovers and capitalize on those turnovers. I think the Steelers are going to win the game. I think they're going to win the game. I think it's going to be close. 24-23, give me the Steelers. 24-23. But if we don't stop the run and we don't tackle Lamar Jackson, it'll be 34-10 Ravens. That's all I'm going to say. One way or another, either a close one or we get blown out. I would prefer the close win so I can be happy on a Sunday. My wife's making chili tonight. It's cold here in Texas, so I feel good. But let's hope all those things can happen. 15 minutes after the game, people, we'll be back here. Make sure you guys are here. Bring your friends. We'll get in here and chop it all up. I appreciate you, and aloha.